Oh, howdy. You wouldn't happen to own a nice, crisp, sealed copy of Jumper on Wii, would you? How do you ever expect to be called a cool kid if you don't own a sealed copy of Jumper on Wii? If you own a sealed copy of Jumper on Wii, you'll get unlimited women. So after a little bit of eBay research, I found out that this is not what they mean by sealed game, so I guess I just get no women now?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
When you mention sealed games, it can mean many different things, like a game that's graded by a company, a game you just picked up at a local store, or something that sits in your collection begging to be opened and played. First, I'd like to dive into the world of video game graders, the two big ones being WADA and VGA, at least according to Google. First, I went to the Game Authority's website, and I mean, wow, this website looks like I forgot it was in 2007 anymore. God, it's kind of fun how much this looks like old YouTube. Anyways, the first thing I did was go over to the About Us tab and read the Our Mission section, and it states, "There has always been and will always be a large amount of misrepresentation and overgrading in the collectible market." Oh boy, it's only the first sentence and I already have a question. I don't mean this in a rude way, but what makes the opinion of a person authenticating the item more valuable compared to somebody else's opinion? I mean, yes, these people do this for a living, but it doesn't change the fact that everyone has different quality standards. Like if I have my copy of Saw and I value it at 1 penny and then I throw it in the drying machine, all of a sudden it's worth a low price of, oh god, please take it. No, wait, Mr. Jigsaw. I'm so sorry. Am I though? The thing that scares me about this whole ordeal is the thought of something being damaged on either its way to being shipped there or on its way back. I mean, imagine having a 10 out of 10 on the grading scale of something like the original Super Mario Bros., which sells for a lot of money, and then getting it back and it looks like this. Okay, before I get angry, I found this in the question section, and I'm gonna read it word for word. What if my items get damaged on the way to VGA? To determine that an item was damaged during its shipping to VGA, you will be notified via email to discuss what your options are regarding the possibly damaged item. What? Okay, I understand this, like if the item's damaged on its way to VGA, it's definitely not their fault, but for the love of God, if that happened to me and I didn't die of a stroke after reading that my item was damaged, well, I'd still die of a stroke since it's not VGA's fault. Then who do I haunt? The post office? FedEx? Yes, they give proper instruction on how to pack the item, but you really think the minimum wage employee at FedEx cares about my sealed copy of Sonic Unleashed? I mean, to be fair, neither do I, so all in all, do I think grading games is bad? No, I just think it depends on the type of collector you are and what video games mean to you personally. And isn't that the amazing thing about video game collecting? Everybody gets to do what they want, so it never gets stale, it never gets old. Okay, well, to see what WADA's got going for it, it also looks like it's straight out of 2010. Well, after the mini VGA rant, the first thing I looked at was the shipping policies, and I have to say it's better and to the point. Basically, they aren't responsible for damage until it arrives, and then once it's in their hands, they are responsible. At this point, I've said everything I want to say about the grading side of sealed games, but there's still so much more to explore. Like why my copy of Sonic Unleashed is still sealed, or why the more popular game, The Last of Us 2, is still sealed. Pretty simple why Sonic Unleashed is still sealed. I saw it at Walmart in 2020 and said, hey, that's $10. You know those games in Walmart that just beg to be put out of their misery? They're usually next to the physical PC game section. Well, a little to the left of the PC section was Sonic Unleashed, and to the left of that was Fallout New Vegas on PS3, and right in the middle was that glorious copy of Cory in the House on DS for a whopping $24.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
The reason this game is still sealed is the fact that every time I look at it, I get flashbacks to Sonic 06 and its realistic people. Seriously, every time I look at Sonic 06, I think of Final Fantasy for some reason, even though I've never played one. Sonic 06 is basically Final Fantasy 13, this time featuring 99% more Blue Hedgehog, the other 1% is TV show-worthy laugh tracks. Yes, from what I've seen, Unleashed is better in the eyes of the audience, but I'm pretty sure within an hour I'd lose interest and go and play something else. So in conclusion, this game stays sealed because I'm never going to beat a game featuring this much werehog ass. So yeah, I pretty much just bought this one on an impulse buy, and do I regret buying it as much as I bought this? Don't be shy, it's time to visit your older brother. Oh. Rotten hell. Anyways, back to The Last of Us Part 2. The reason this is still sealed is different, and it has a lot to do with the first game. Now, I have nothing against this game, hell, I've never even played it, but from what I've gathered between online reviews and watching gameplay, I've gathered enough to understand I don't want to play it. Oh yeah, and early leaks didn't help either. So I don't really want to spoil anything about this game due to it being recent, but let's just say a character goes golfing and doesn't get the opportunity to see the back nine. Of course, if you know what I'm talking about, this isn't the reason I didn't play the game, and for the people that don't know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna move on. Knowing how amazing the first game was, I didn't want the second one to ruin it for me. Let me explain what I'm trying to say by using the Gears of War series as an example. Gears of War 1 through 3 are great games, especially once you consider how much content is at your disposal. Gears had a decent to good story in each entry, along with great multiplayer and a fun horde mode from Gears 2 onward, but then came Judgment. I mean, it's whatever, but they removed something that was extremely important to the uniqueness of the gameplay, the weapon wheel. If you don't know what the weapon wheel is in Gears, basically you press on the D-pad in a direction and you can select between two main weapons, a pistol, and a grenade of your choosing. While this may not sound like anything special, it was a staple in the series that helped separate it from other shooters in its genre at that time. So to get back on track, this change in Gears affected something about the series as a whole that I just can't explain. But if I was to put it as best as I can, I would say this game feels more like Call of War. Coltrane finally finds that juice.
Look at all that juice!
After Judgment, the series would be handed off to the Coalition, and I don't know if this added to my disinterest, but I kinda jumped off the Gears wagon, and then something within Judgment's gameplay caused that to happen. So back to The Last of Us 2. I feel like it's a gamble. I'll either love it and continue to follow the series, or I won't, and to be honest, I don't want to find out, because the side effect of whatever the hell I'm talking about is that it ruins other games that came before it, sort of. It definitely matters less with something like Gears of War, but with a story-driven game like The Last of Us, it's different. Well, I hope you can make something out of that incoherent ramble, but I think I may know somebody who can.
I'm Gabe Newell.